Right away, or we can still have a crack in the last quarter, play disciplined football, give it everything they got. Who knows what could happen?
So that's what Andrew Howlett and Ricky O'Toole had to say at three-quarter time. I see Mother Philpott here, which means Father Philpott mustn't be far away. He's probably come to see the love child, has he? Seeing as though he's won $1 million from these winnings yesterday. There he is. The ugliest man in football. No 10% for you, Cal. No, that's it. 10% of nothing. The love child. Look at him. He's never been that close in his life. Unbelievable. I'm sure they'll talk to each other through the final term, which we're about to start. Werribee Central's 15-9-99. They lead. Cry 7-11-53.
Dick looks like one of his pugs.
Start of the final term. Lee in the ruck having a run. Bigham gets free and right foot kick out wide towards centre wing. Tate leading in the race of the football. Doesn't sit for him at the first occasion. Then gets a push in the back to the umpire. I think Tatey will be buying Mark Nolan a beer for that one after the game. He goes towards half forward. And over the back, no mark taken. Ricky O'Toole. Second effort was great. Ran away. Right foot kick wide, looking for Paul Smith, who's kicked 3 goals this afternoon. Kick around the corner. Rivet. Hallam in front. Can't take the mark, but breaks free. Does well. And goes towards half back with a sensational kick to Nick Smith, who runs from centre half back towards half forward. Heath back in front of Dabrowski. Takes the mark. On centre wing. Plays on now. Goes around the corner towards half forward. Howlett leads in the race. Oh, terrible bounce though. Matty King with the outside of the right boot. Not too bad towards Dabrowski, who handballs it over the top towards the umpire, and also Ricky Bigham, who's got it and gives it back to Dabrowski. Has to run away from Buck. Kept it in front. Buck puts his body on the line and gets a push in the back. And he's got up holding his head.
I think he might have got buried in the sand.
Yeah.
Actually.
So it'll be Heath Buck from centre wing. Goes wide and a great kick too. Finds Steve Cook. Takes the mark. Plays on. Goes towards half forward looking for Calvert. Punched away by Keating. And pretty close to the boundary line. He's quite happy to see it over.
Actually, Keating's done a pretty fair job for the last half on Calvert.
Yes, he's reined him in a bit, I feel.
Yeah.
So a boundary throw in. Stewart, Walton in front. From the side, Calvert comes in. Keating gets the kick away, only as far though as Howlett possibly. Coming through Walker, they all leave it behind. Lee handballs it out wide to Roland Beck from 50. Becky lines it up and has put it through for a behind. So, first score of the final turn to Werribee Central. They go to 15-10-100. They lead Corio 7-11-53. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard, 2 minutes played.
Three-quarter time, AFL Carlton 12-12, lead Adelaide 5-10.
So that's the three-quarter time score from Melbourne.
And we see Andy Drabowski heading back to the goal square to do the kicking in for Corio on this occasion. So, kicks it to himself, and away he goes. Kicks long now, outside 50. Ball's dropping short, however. In front is Massara. Chips it forward, looking for Howlett, but King just chips in, hands in front of him, and takes the mark for Corio. So Matt King. Oh, great work there by Howlett. Smothers the kick. Picked up by Keating. Long handball to Bigham. Bigham out wide, looking for... is that Gundry out there? Gundry for Corio. Picks it up, chips it wide, looking for Clifford. And he's well tackled there by Hawks. Can't get away. Picked up there by Keating of Corio. Does a big U-turn and goes back forward, looking for the lead there of Phil Boyle. Well, they kept it in, but the boundary umpire, who was a fair way behind, signified that it was out, and it's between half forward flank and centre wing. Outer side, with Corio kicking against the breeze to the northern end, final quarter. Walker gets the tap down, intercepted by Hawks of Werribee. Another interception. Handball comes to Matt Cullen of Corio. Goes long to full forward. Oh, great mark at the back by Festuca. And Matt Festuca for Werribee Central's last line of defence. Takes the mark. Well, Luke Luddick wasn't even looking, and the ball's over his head. Comes back. Ricky O'Toole runs onto it. Sean Stewart runs at him. Coming through there is Walton. Long handball for Corio to Lazarick. Lazarick, another handball back looking for and finding Ricky O'Toole. The stab pass from Ricky finds Matt Cullen at centre half forward. Cullen now. The lead out there by Paul Smith. Can't quite take the mark at full forward. Now it's 3-1, 4-1 in fact, Werribee Centrals. And the numbers went out because the handball comes back to Massara. Has a bounce. Goes down the outer wing. Oh, he's got James Lee on his own. Takes the mark. Turns around and kicks long into the full forward area for Werribee Central's Heath Buck ball landed at his feet. Cook comes in to support, but it's good work there by Werribee Central's through Glenn over to King. He can't pick it up. Finally, it comes back again, Glenn. Handball to Dabrowski, and he goes wide to Ricky O'Toole. Drops the chest mark, recovers it onto the left foot, kicks it back into the corridor and finds Keating. He plays on quickly, kicks the ball towards centre half forward, and actually drops in the middle of the ground, and Shea Walker takes the mark. He's got Ricky Bigham 35 metres out on his own, takes the mark, has one bounce, runs goalwards. Terrible kick off the boot, but it's gone straight in the arms of Lee Clifford, and luck is a fortune as Clifford takes the mark. 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, and on the correct side of the ground for a right footer. And as we speak, it's getting quite dull. Every chance we may get some precipitation before too much longer as Lee Clifford comes in. Not a bad looking kick off the boot at all. He's kicked 3, and Corio are making a bit of a game of it. 8 goals, 11, 59, but they trail Werribee Central's 15-9, 99, and that's on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard. 5.5 minutes, final quarter.
I think it's 15-10 Werribee. I think they're 15-10. Roland Beck kicked it behind early in the quarter. I think you might have been getting scores down the line.
Okay.
So 15-10, 100 Werribee. Corio 8, 11, 59.
Got him, Joe.
I was going to say that never happens.
Oh.
First time in 3 years.
He's not happy.
Disgraceful.
Back in the middle.
That's a high standard there, Eric.
Stewart gets it down to Boardington, turns around, goes to the right boot long towards the leader Calvert, or running back Lee, called out by Calvert, and good play too because he's taken the
Have
mark.
a shot. Just settle down.
He's going to... Peter's told you what to do.
Roland Beck told him in no uncertain terms too, just quietly.
John coaches, I think, at Werribee Centrals now, from what I hear in the background. Calvert goes from 55 metres out, kicks the goal.
Why wouldn't you kick it?
Calvert has kicked his third, and that is the 16th for Werribee Centrals. They go to 16-10, 106, and they lead Corio 8-11-59. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 7 minutes played.
Well, why wouldn't, if you can kick a footy like that, Laurie, why wouldn't you kick it from just outside 50? Because
Well, I think, Eric, even if it's not a windy day, I mean, I think you've got to know your capabilities, and there's no good feeding those little kicks off. There's always too much error in trying to kick the ball from A to B there. I mean, if you can kick the 45 or the 50, you should go back and dob it every time.
So in the middle, umpire McLaughlin puts it up. Stewart gets a clear tap away. James Lee takes it. Running past is Chris Smith. Chris Smith a handball to Cook. Cook is now inside 50, has a pot shot from there. Great shepherding by Heath Buck. Unfortunately, the kick is offline. So Stephen Cook, 1 goal, 1.
David Cook.
I'm getting carried away, aren't I?
He'd love to hear that.
David Cook.
16-11, 107.
Go down,
Werribee Centrals, 8-11, 59. Corio, Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard, 8 minutes, final quarter.
Ball comes from Ricky O'Toole to Rob Walton in the middle. Oh, he's under pressure from Lee. Handball chopped off Musara. Can handball to Nick Smith, who's running onto it at centre half forward. If it sits for him, he'll run inside 50 and kick the goal. I don't know whether it will. It will now for Nick. He's at 50 though. Oh, terrible kick off the boot.
That?
Goes towards Calvert. Keating does well. Handball straight back to Nick Smith. This time it might be better. Handball back to Dave Merry on 50. He loses it. Coming through Glenn as well. Walton also taps it back towards Ricky Bigham. Handball to Matthew Cullen. Sets him up. Little toe poke off the ground. Might be okay. Tate drops the mark. Or there's a few tired boys out there, I think. Stewart taps it back towards Chris Smith. Chris Smith over the top. Now running free. Lee Clifford on centre wing. Don't bob your head around the corner, Dick. It's not good. Over the top to Shea Walker. And it might sit for the big man. He can run away at half forward. Set something up. He's got a bit of time. It goes towards centre half forward. Tate takes the mark. Over the top. Coming through, Amon Charles now at pace also. He might be able to pick it up. He does. Runs free. Does well. And runs inside 40. Goes with a right foot kick and kicks the goal. Great play, Amon Charles. And that is his first goal. And the 9th for Corio. They go to 9. 11.65. And they trail Werribee Central 16-11. 107 Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard. 9 minutes played.
And that was excellent calling, Jason.
I know, because I had some big rabbit in front of me. Unbelievable.
He was doing his Dickie Knee impersonation.
Oh, geez, he does
Mr.
that
Summers, Mr. Summers.
I want to know where they had to stick.
I know where I want to put the stick.
Back with umpire Nolan in the middle.
You know, a bit earlier when I said he reminded me of one of his pugs, it was because of the way he was rubbing himself up against Kel.
From the tap down, it comes to Luddick. Luddick long into the full forward area for Werribee Central's. Calvert can't take the mark. Werribee, they butter up. Handball comes to Dabrowski. Looks for and finds Cullen in the middle. Takes the mark. Handball quickly to Cousins, who's running. Long handball over the top to Lazarick. Lazarick almost steamrolled by Stewart, but he missed. Ball comes forward from a Lazarick handball, but, he's followed it through and he picks it up himself. Kicks it to centre half forward on the left foot, but it's all Werribee back there. Bernardo throws it back to Hawks, and umpire agreed. And good decision, umpire bench on that occasion, as he agreed with me. And Phil Boyle will get the free kick.
Oh, you've done some homework, Grant. You've done some homework.
Looking after the relatives. Well done.
So Phil Boyle, he's waited for Ricky O'Toole to come up. Handball to him as he goes past. There's a pot shot. Has he finally kicked one?
Yes.
I think he might have, Ricky. He's tried hard all day for them. Yes, he's kicked his first. 1 goal, 3 off his boot. And it's the 10th for the Corio side. 10-11-71, but they trail Werribee Central 16-11, 107. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 10.5 minutes gone.
Well, they're not lying down, Loz, are they? They're having a go.
No, they're having
playing it out.
Rick will be very, very pleased with this. Yeah.
Yep.
He's actually had 27 kicks and 7 handballs, Ricky.
So he's had a bit of the footy.
Yeah, it's just where he's got them. It's probably I've seen him play better games. If that makes sense to our listeners, but
he's done that. He's done that in a couple of games, hasn't he? He's had to go kind of one kick back too far into the back line or into defence.
Still in the middle of the ground. Nick Smith tries to break free now. Lazarick gives it to Cullen. Runs through the middle, goes with a left foot kick towards Paul Smith on a lead. Oh, great mark. He has played pretty well, Paul Smith.
The game's still not over.
What did he say?
What did he say?
What did he say?
They're 6 goals down.
I said if he kicks this, the game's still not over.
Paul Smith's kicked 3 goals.
It's only 11 minutes gone. You might be right, Laurie.
Oh, God, you're starting to have a go at him too. So, Paul Smith, he's got to kick this to give Laurie and Eric a bit of a chance here. 36 points down to bring it back to 30. Paul Smith comes in. He's kicked 3. He's kicked 4. Oh, has it made a distance? No, off hands. And one behind. They go to 10-12-72 Corio, Werribee Central 16-11-107 Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard.
I don't agree with your summation there, Laurie, but if he would have kicked that, I think they could have gone into the rooms after at the end of game and wondered why they didn't play the third quarter correctly.
Yeah, true.
So from the kick in, Hallam to Howlett wide to centre wing. James Lee just can't keep it in, and boundary umpire signalled out of bounds. Between wing and half back flank for Werribee Central's out of side. 12 minutes gone as the ball comes in again. Chris Smith does the ruck work against Ricky Bigham. Goes forward of the pack. Ricky O'Toole tries to run on it. Can't get it in time. And ahead of Nick Smith, the ball is over the boundary. So Hawks, boundary umpire will do it again. Comes in. Stewart and Walker. Ball comes down for Corio, but just chipped into the arms there of Roland Beck of Werribee Centrals, who takes the mark. Long kick from Beck over the centre. In front, James Lee. Can't take the mark. Comes down to Ricky O'Toole for yet another possession. Left foot kick into the arms there of Eamon Charles. And Charles in the centre of the ground here at St Albans takes the mark for Werribee Centrals. Kicks it long to centre half forward. Well, Ricky Lazarick, no talking there. Tried to punch it forward. The only one who went for the footy. Gets the ball. Handball looking for Cousins. Hit him in the middle of the back and falls on top of it. Now it stacks on the mill. And umpire McLaughlin moves in quickly and will put the ball up. I will say, I reckon the game's been played in terrific spirit. Been a fantastic game to watch in very difficult weather conditions.
I couldn't agree with you more.
The two teams seem to get on, don't they?
They do.
They even help each other up off the ground once the ball's not in dispute anymore. It's pretty good. It's good to see.
Well, up high there was Tate. Punches the ball down to Ricky O'Toole. Picks it up. Well, how he gets out of those tackles, I'll never know. He's very strong for a little man. On the left foot, rivet, high over the back, but can't take the mark. It goes straight through Clifford's feet. He picks it up, handballs it out. Smith to Ricky Bigham, and at centre half forward, he takes the mark. Almost could have been called to play on. Now he does. Kicks it across the face of goal. Eamon Charles, he's drifted down from the wing, but unfortunately can't take the mark. Luke
Have a shot, Luke. It's wrong in.
He just toe pokes it along the ground. Very happy to find the safety of the boundary line. 15 metres from the behind post, out of bounds. 14 minutes final quarter. Werribee Central 16-11. They hold sway over Corio 10-12.
Turn the lights on. It's getting dark. Left forward pocket for Corio. Over the back, Rivet. Boyle, Stewart towards the boundary line. Merry can keep it in and go with the right boot wide towards Cook over his head, got a hand to it, running at pace. Cousins, who comes in, had it, couldn't keep it in before it runs out, and it's a boundary throw in on centre wing.
Just a little bit of moisture. Just a tad.
A little bit of moisture.
Just a tad.
So boundary throw in centre wing. Lee to come down and do the ruck work against Walker. Boundary throw in over the back. Boyle got it to the side. Cousins gets a shepherd from O'Toole. Can he pick it up though? Yes, he can. Go back with the right boot towards centre wing. Lazarick comes at it. Howlett meets it and runs free. Handball to Nick Smith. Can give it back to the coach. Goes with the left boot. Terrible kick off the boot. Goes wide. Looking for Buck in the end. And Keating comes at it. They run at it. And Keating's doing pretty well there, but Buck uses his superior strength and gets away on the left boot at half forward. Drills it back towards the boundary line. Just in play and out of bounce for a throw in about 40 metres around from the Werribee goal.
Makes you wonder, Laurie, whether in fact it's the weather conditions with that prevailing wind, but there have been a lot of missed kicks, like Howlett and Buck, both on that occasion, off the side of the boot.
Yeah, I think conditions out there are pretty trying today, Eric. I mean, I think if it was a bit of rain, you at least know where the ball is, and it usually goes in the right pattern, but when it's windy, it goes all over the place.
So the ball's come from Keating. Finds Matthew Cullen at half back. Wants to switch play to centre half back. Bigham by himself can take the mark and run on. Howlett stands the mark now. Chips it over the top to Dabrowski. He's in the middle of the St Albans reserve. Goes to the right foot towards centre half forward. Smith goes up, gets a hand to it. Off the back, Chris Smith does very well. Goes back to whence it came. Howlett takes the mark uncontested in the middle. And just holds play up. Calvert short. He's got Chris Smith. He's also got Boardington. He chips it over the top to Nick Smith. He takes the mark. Handball. Oh, well, interesting handball to Boardington. Gets a good shepherd from Chris Smith. Handballs it to Merry. Runs on centre wing. Wants to set something up. Goes long with the right boot towards Luddick, who can't take the mark. Good punch away. John Cousins. And I don't think Steve Cook will be able to keep it in. He won't be able to.
The thing that I've liked today, Pete, Werribee haven't been prepared to try and run the circle. They've fed the handball back to the bloke facing the goal.
True, yeah, and I think that's good semi-finals football too, and I think now's probably a good time to really start to practice some of the stuff, your training drills that you do on a Thursday night.
Calvert from the ruck contest plucked it out and kicked it behind.
You know, the stuff like running to position, don't worry about what's going on, just run to that spot. And I reckon those kind of things in this weather with the wind and all that, with the game all but gone, I think it's a good exercise to get into.
So Werribee Central 16-12-108. They lead Corio 10-12-72. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 17 minutes played.
So Ricky O'Toole now with the football in the goal square. Gets a lead from Cousins on half-back flank. Luke Luddick very close to him. Luddick falls to the ground. Cousins holds his feet, gets the footy. Kicks it towards the wing. At the back was Chris Smith. A little bit too tall for Tatey. Grabs the footy, kicks it back towards the full forward position. Ricky O'Toole went up. Luddick, I think, no, it's Heath Buck, got one in that hip. Was in the contest, but Ricky O'Toole up very high. Shea Walker on centre wing. Takes the mark, chips it over the top to Justin Tate, and Tate on centre wing as the wind starts to blow very strongly, and
I think that's Heath Buck's Cook hip.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure it is, and he'd be wise to come off as the kick goes to Ricky Bigham at centre half forward for Corio. He chips the lead Rivet. In front of him was Clifford. Drops the mark, follows up quickly, wheels around, picks it up, has a long shot at goal, the open goal face, and he's kicked the goal. So he's kept trying. 4 goals to Lee Clifford, and the 11th for the Corio side. 11-12-78. They trail Werribee Central 16-12-108, and that's Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 18.5 minutes gone. And I think Heath Buck is perhaps heading straight to the dugout, and he'd be wise if he did. But
He's got about 3 or 4 knocks in the final series on that one spot, hasn't he, on the hip?
I agree with you, it is the same hip, and Ricky probably used the hip as a step ladder, actually. He went for the mark.
So Common Solly back on the ground, back in the middle, Walker and Stewart. Stewart gets it down, Rove though, Ricky Bigham back to Walker, fresh air shot from the kick. Boardington goes with the right foot towards centre half forward. Luddick from behind, Cousins does well, great mark. And plays on quickly, goes towards the half-back flank, finds Ricky O'Toole. Kick over the top to Rick Lazarick, who takes the mark, runs on from Beck and drives it long and low towards Gundry. Oh, pushing the back, no free kick. And Goes back to Lee Clifford with the right boot. Stop nodding your head in disapproval, Peter. Goes towards Rivet. Handball, got his hand to it. Comes to the side of the pack. Kick off the ground. Goes to Howlett. He got a hand to it. Got Warren Foley just on the ground. Merry might see him now. He does. Chips it to him. He can run away on centre wing. And keep going. Takes a bounce. He's got James Lee in support. Keeps going towards half forward. Calvert goes up. Can't take the mark. Good second effort though. Left foot kick around the corner. Towards Luddick in the pocket, and also Matthew King, who races at it, gets there first and runs away, puts the ball in front, backs himself and gets away again, goes with the right foot kick out wide, looking for Bigham and also O'Toole. Finds O'Toole, handballs it off to Bigham and half back, goes further afield now with the right boot towards centre wing, back inboard looking for Clifford, and also Charles has got it, Merry against him, numbers with Werribee, Musara handball over the top, sets up Howlett a little bit, can he get around Dabrowski? Yes he can, goes towards half forward, Nick Smith takes the mark. Wants to play on quickly. Switch play to the run of Matthew Verstuka running off the half-back flank. Gets the half forward. Runs in. On 50 goes the left boot. Kick smothered by Glenn. Might be okay though. Cook comes at it. Dabrowski getting back there, putting his body on the line. And he bottles it up inside 50 for a ball up.
There's a few players starting to feel a pinch for Werribee Central. Heath Bucker's gone off the ground. He's laying, I would like to hope, with some ice on his hip.
Looks like a dead seagull.
Luke Luddick is struggling to chase. Warren Foley's out there on one leg. So
Nick Smith's run out of petrol tickets.
So the ball thrown up at centre half forward. The blind kick at goal came from Calvert again. That's another behind to him and another behind to Werribee Central. 16, 13.
Sorry, Eric. You've played and coached a lot of footy. If you're at this stage and you're this many goals in front, why would you run Foley back on the ground?
No, I'd rather play one short.
You play one short, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
So from the kick in, went around the boundary line to Tate. He got it on half-back flank and unfortunately kicked it out of bounds on centre wing. So now Matthew Verstuka has got the free kick. Is it a Nick Smith? Is that your mother, Peter? Goes from Matthew Verstuka now by foot towards half forward. Calvert goes up. Umpire McLaughlin nearly paid it. The kick from mid-air came back and only as far as Ricky O'Toole. Goes straight down the middle looking for Lazarick. Great kick, finds Rick Lazarick. Got Dabrowski running past, gives it to Bigham. Through the middle now, can switch play towards Ian Cockrell. Bernardo will meet him. Will it sit for him? Yes, it will. He can get it over to Clifford. Clifford has to sit and wait for it though too. He's got some time. Handballs are back to Dabrowski who kept going. Reggie runs inside 50. Handball. Sets Clifford up a little bit. Has to run through. Coming through the middle. Great play. Bernardo finds Nick Smith out wide. Does he? No. Has to be a foot race. And it's him and Walker who will go at it. Nick Smith gets there first. Walker comes at him. Handball over the top to nobody in particular. Tate. Handball. Back over the top to Walker. Coming at him, Merry. Handball to nobody at all. And Merry will get back there first. At half back. Handball over the top to Warren Foley. He can go short to Nick Smith or towards the coach Howlett. He goes in that direction now and Howlett takes the mark at half back.
So Howlett. Handball to Musara who's running. Umpire puts a good shepherd on Musara and allows Rick Lazarick through.
That's ridiculous.
So the umpire basically caused that and the ensuing free kick handball from Musara to Howlett. He kicks towards centre half forward to Colbers. 3-on-1 to Corio out there. Ricky O'Toole accepts the pass from Keating. Chips it into the middle to Cullen. And, he eludes Chris Smith. So Cullen of Corio to half forward flank. Shea Walker can't take the mark. Eludes Nick Smith. Gets a handball to Tate. Tate with a handball back to Shea Walker. He tried to be a bit smart there, but gets it to Eamon Charles. He kicks it along the ground, paddles it forward. But, gee whiz, it's the strength of Werribee back there. Cook, long handball over the top looking for Foley. Can't find him. Walker runs onto the footy, picks it up. Handball to Dabrowski, who's a long way from full back. Kicks the ball towards the lead of Rivet on this occasion. He overruns it. Hallam too quick. Rivet comes back on the footy, throws it out in front of him. Great one-on-one contest. Gundry comes in to help on that occasion and forces the ball over the boundary. We see a wave, a shower coming across the ground and I reckon it would be nice and cold out there. 23 and a half minutes final quarter. Werribee Central 16-13 lead Corio 11-12.
Lazarick from the ruck contest got it down. Werribee with the numbers at the back. Foley got a high tackle. Will take a free kick. Warren Foley picking himself up off the ground very
slowly.
Gingerly.
Can't understand it, Eric. I just can't.
Right towards Roland Beck on the back flank. He takes the mark. Chips it over the top to Howlett. Over the back, Ricky Bigham. Pushed away. Through the middle. Cook handball to Nick Smith. on the cricket pitch area. Just holds it up. Gives it to brother Chris, who takes the mark and runs away. Goes now long with the right boot. One out. Luddick from behind. Cousins over the top. Cousins keeps his feet and runs away. Goes with the right boot towards Ricky O'Toole. Takes the mark. Inside defensive 50. Draws the player. Handball over the top to Matthew King at true half-back flank. Lee bears down on him as he gets his kick away towards centre wing. Over the back. No mark taken. Play on the call. Beck. Handball towards the big man Stewart. Tries to break free. Bigham chopped off the handball. At the back of the pack, Hawks kick around the corner back towards Dabrowski. He takes the mark on centre wing. Chips the ball over the top. It's okay. Finds Ricky Bigham in front of Sean Stewart. Takes the
They're
mark.
hard to see over there, aren't they?
They are. He chips the ball over the top. The lead on from Smith. Can't quite get him. Musara through the middle. Also Lazarick. Dabrowski backs himself. Handball over the top to a standing start. Walker at centre half forward. Draws a play. Gives it to Lazarick. Runs to 45 metres out and goes long. It's Clifford. Oh, great mark. Matthew Halloran runs away. Takes a bounce. And might take another two, but he's got to Chris Smith by himself on centre wing. Has to make up a bit of ground. Oh, a great pick up too, because it didn't really sit for him. Goes to the right foot. Kick towards Kelwood on the lead. Takes the chest mark in front of Keating. In between wing and half forward. Simon Kelbert goes back inboard looking for Nick Smith. Over his head, falls into Dabrowski's arms. On centre wing, got a bit of time to set something up. Goes to the right boot, chips it over the top to Shea Walker.
Swirling water.
Shea Walker over the top to Amon Charles and Tate. They go up, off hands. Mary at the front. He's got some support. Bernardo gave it away to Howlett, gave it to Beck, handballed it to Hawks. On half-back, kick over the top of Walker towards Smith. Chris Smith, who read it, couldn't take the mark. Cullen, little toe poke towards Cockrell. Tries to shuffle it back to Cullen. Goes with a left foot kick. It's okay to Walker. He takes the mark.
So Walker on half-forward flank. 26 minutes gone. Final quarter, and it's raining quite heavily at the moment. So the kick goes forward. Hawks picks it up for Werribee. Turns, kicks it back toward the wing. In front there is Calvert. He, drop kicked it as it landed, I'd suggest, and it's landed just inside the boundary line and floated over.
Laurie, the way Corio is pushing Werribee, there's only really one winner here, isn't there?
Yeah.
My team, Bannockburn.
It's looking more and more like that all the time that I'm seeing in front of my eyes at the moment.
Oh, you want to toss now, do you?
No, not at all.
From the throw-in, ball's come to ground.
You've got to call as you see, and I'll tell you what, they're the walking wounded at the moment, Werribee.
So finally, handball comes
And
back
I mean walking.
to Cockrell, and Cockrell finds Ricky O'Toole on 50. He kicks to the lead there of Ricky Bigham. Doesn't get the ball on the full, so it just toe pokes it further forward. Picked up there by Smith. He's tackled. And
free kick.
Well, the umpires put a whistle on play. The free kick is for a high tackle on Paul Smith. He's 20 metres out directly in front. And great credit to Corio. They've certainly played the game right out in the last quarter, but as both the guys have mentioned a moment ago, Werribee really appear to be the walking wounded at the minute. So Paul Smith.
In years gone past, mate, the only one that's got run in their legs out there at the moment for Werribee is Sean Smith, and he's always been Sean Stewart. He's been a bit sus for about the last 3 years, hasn't he?
So Smith on the left foot. I think he might have nearly squeezed it in, has he? Yes, he has. So he kicks his fourth, and Corio kicked their 12th. 12-12-84, Corio. So Trail Werribee Central 16-13-109, and that's on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, and we've just ticked past 28 minutes.
They kicked 5 goals in the last quarter, Pete.
And they missed 4 to 5 in the third quarter, didn't they, boys?
Yeah, they wouldn't want to have been 11 points in this game at the moment, would they? Test Werribee, I think.
Back in the middle. 25 points the difference. Stewart gets it down. Bigham in the middle. Handballs it to Shea Walker. Handballs it to Rick Lazarick. And he runs the right foot lead from Rivet. Can't take the mark. Behind him now, foot race getting back there. Hawks picks it up. Handballs it to Bernardo. Oh, his kick's smothered by Gundry. Can go with the left foot kick around the corner towards Ian Cockrell standing in the goal square. And it bounces over his head. He's still got a bit of chance. Handballs over the top to Tate. Have to be quick. Oh, he's lost the footy. And they see it through for one behind.
Well, good defensive work there.
So they go 12-13-85. Corio, Werribee Central 16-13-109. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. 29 minutes played.
That probably epitomised the day, didn't it, for Corio in real terms? Roland Beck with the kick in. He's gone right to the centre of the ground. As the siren sounds, And that is the end of the preliminary final with Werribee Centrals worthy winners on 16-13, 109. They go forward to play Bannockburn in the grand final next week. They've defeated Corio 12-13, 85, and that was on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard.
So in that final term, Werribee Centrals kicked 1 goal 4, while Corio finished off the game the way Ricky O'Toole would have wanted. They kicked 5 goals 2, and in the end the margin was 24 points in favour of Werribee Centrals. The goal kickers for Werribee, 5 to Luke Luddick, 4 to Heath Buck, and 3 to Simon Calvert, 2 to James Lee, and singles to Andrew Howlett and Steve Cook. While for Corio, 4 each to Paul Smith and Lee Clifford, and singles to Amon Charles, Phil Boyle, Justin Tate, and Ricky O'Toole. In the end, it was 16-13, 109 Werribee Centrals, Corio 12-13, 85. It'll be Bannockburn and Werribee Centrals next Saturday in the GDFL Grand Final. Showdown 5 between the two sides. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the final siren thanks to White Cross Healthcare. We'll have a look at the day in the preliminary final with Peter Walker and also Laurie de Goldie. We will have a look forward to next Saturday, GDFL Grand Final Day. We'll also have some scores from the Ballerine, the GFL and the AFL. Have a look forward to the next 2 games in the AFL finals this weekend and a lot more. Hopefully Andrew Howlett and Ricky O'Toole also. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.